Oh Jesus
All right.
Christ! Okay.
All right. We are live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the Game Train channel with your boy, Ham Solo 05 Gaming here. Today we are down a man. Mr. Twan is not feeling so good, so he's out today. But we got Matt Likes Games and Hard Days Mike here as usual. So let's go on ahead and get this thing popping. You guys have been in in purgatory for quite some time now, and I've been running my ass off. And I made the wise choice of eating Taco Bell today, so I don't know how I'm gonna feel. I don't know how this podcast is gonna go. If you see my camera cut off, it means I'm struggling.
Yeah.
So
That's relatable. That's relatable.
So yeah, and I mean, you might have been in the party chat with me last night and heard me talking about eating Domino's or whatnot. Like lately, I've just not been eating. I haven't been eating the best as of lately because all of our stuff is packed up. If you can see my room as it is right now, there's like nothing in it compared to what's usually there. Here next week, I'm going to be doing my 2 shows on Behind Them Sticks on the TSWS channel, but it's going to be like blank as hell in here. And then the following week, I'm going to be in my new place. So you guys will see probably another blank area, but just in a different place that I'll be living. But anyways, let's get to the panel now. Matt Likes Games. Bro, how you been doing? What's been going on? Let everybody know what you've been playing and everything as of lately.
I'm doing really good, actually. I mean, I've been playing a lot of Watch Dogs. We streamed Halo Infinite Co-op.
But we need to do that again.
Halo Infinite Co-op. We do. Halo Infinite
Yeah,
Co-op.
that was fun.
Much fun. If you have not played that, definitely check that out. But
Yeah.
Watch Dogs, I mean, and Halo Infinite Co-op. And then obviously Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels, which we will be talking about later. but that's what I have been
Sir.
playing.
Man, Twan's down bad. He can't get the game downloaded in time. He gets it
God.
That was
downloaded and finds out he
so
needs to get another
fucking
download. And then now he's sick and can't even talk about it. And he went through all that process for nothing.
And then when he
Can I just say
got
real
that
quick?
other download, and then his power went out. It's like then he just couldn't. Poor Twan. Poor Twan.
Yeah,
I
he's
also
just
just want to
down
note right
bad.
now too that he was also bragging about being able to play before me, and I just
Yep.
want the record to show that I downloaded the entire Forza game and its DLC and the update before he could get one update down.
I mean, come on. You don't need to beat a man up while he's sick.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then his
I
power
do.
went out.
Yeah.
Nope.
Mike is the one to step
I
on
got
your
him.
neck when you're down.
Well, he's
Yeah.
the one that was trying to brag on me, so you know what? Go and see.
You're like, looks he's out of commission now, bud.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right.
Fantastic. We will be talking about some Forza Horizon Hot Wheels for sure throughout the stream, or at least that's one of our main segments for the stream today. But anyways, Hard Days Mike, what's been going on with you, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. You know, nothing much outside of work. On the gaming front, yes, I've also been playing. I almost forgot the fucking name. The Hot Wheels DLC for Forza, and it's really fun. I was actually just playing it a few minutes ago. Great stuff. It's absolutely gorgeous. I don't know how the fuck they do it, but they do it.
Yeah.
And right now,
Impressive.
I'm playing because I always need to be doing something with my hands. I'm playing Doom Eternal. I'm playing Doom Eternal. Because I can't sit
Oh, we
still.
know.
As the ADHD man I am.
HTA,
But yeah, shut up, Matt. I get it from you. I'm gonna do everything in my power so I can get that collector's edition for Doom Eternal. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might have to sell ass. I really don't know yet, but I'm getting it.
Sell
All
ass
right,
to
that's all I'm
limited run games.
Yeah. Oh my
Whoever the
god. All
CEO
right.
is of that, I don't know. God bless.
Yeah, dude. God
It
bless.
looks cool though. It looks really cool. I want to get it, but it's just, dude, I've been getting so much stuff, and another $180 right now is just not. It's not okay.
Yeah, I just like the thing is the pre-orders are open until. Oh, sorry, Ham. I'm gonna stop ranting. The pre-orders are open until late August, so or mid-August. So I'll think about it.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Hey, if
All
it's
right,
there
that's it.
mid-August, I might get it. We'll see. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
All right, Ham. Go on.
Oh, Ham, your mic's muted.
Okay, yeah, no, I was saying pretty simple, as Mike always likes to put it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so as of myself, I've been playing a lot of stuff from what Horizon, what was that, last week or something like that, and then all the way through to like Power Wash Simulator, and I wasted so much time last night just alone playing Power Wash Simulator. And it's just because like sometimes I'm really not into gaming, but I want something that kind of keep my mind busy. Also, while I'm doing certain other streams, or when I'm not busy or I'm on somebody else's stream, especially like K Mega's podcast, like since we're not on camera, I'm just playing like Power Wash Simulator or something like that just to kind of keep my mind moving or whatnot. So
busy.
yeah, it's just a nice little keep yourself busy kind of game. So I've been enjoying that. But as for like great games that I've been playing lately, like Ghost of Tsushima, I'm still working my way through that game.
It's a banger.
It's fantastic. Just got to the third act on that, and it is intense. Like your uncle and brothers and sisters, having rough times. I'm just trying to pretty much not ruin it, not ruin the game,
Yeah.
but at the same time kind of tell you where I'm at kind of in the game, if
Yeah.
in case you guys have a in case any of you guys have got the opportunity to play that. But let's see. As for the next thing that we're going to be talking about, I believe we might as well just hop right into the Hot Wheels DLC.
Yeah,
You think this is a good time? It sounds like y'all know what
it
y'all want to
is.
talk about with that.
It is.
Yeah.
All right,
This is
let's go on ahead and talk about that. The game of the week that we have chose. We actually had 4 games on Twitter that we put down for you guys to pick, and we made what would you want to call that? What kind of decision would you call that? Like
executive decision.
thank you. Yeah, we made an executive decision to give y'all the middle finger for a week, and going ahead and enjoy the DLC
Someone
and
has
talk
to.
about it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right, Mike. Somebody has to disrespect them every once in a while. Got to
Yep.
keep them in their
Exactly.
place.
Keep them in their place. Exactly.
Yeah, you gotta keep them in their place. Gotta let them know who's really in control of the show. It ain't the fans. It's us.
Exactly.
Y'all can take a seat, shut the fuck up, and listen like y'all doing right now. Keep that chat moving. Keep that fucking chat moving. Hit that like button because you fucking like it.
Subscribe.
Subscribe to our
Ring
shit.
the bell.
Funny.
Deal
Ring
with
the
it.
bell.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, ring that fucking bell. God damn it.
Oh my
But
God,
we
terrible.
just lose it.
we just immediately
Just
start
go
losing
ape shit.
subscribers, and you know what? If we start
Oh,
losing
God.
subscribers right now, I'll smile. I don't give a fuck. Go on ahead.
Yeah.
Do what y'all think y'all got to do. But anyways,
Exactly.
let's get to talking about Forza. So I'm really excited for about this DLC and whatnot. It's been a blast to play so far. Tell me, Matt, like, what have you thought of it so far? Like, you going ahead and give your take first.
Well, I've told you a few times. I mean, it's like everything I wanted it to be and more. I don't remember if we knew about the magnetic roads going into it. We probably did. I don't. It's all kind of a blur, honestly. But the magnetic roads in that game are amazing. It's a super
That is
nice
really
addition,
cool.
especially because in the first one, like in Horizon 3's Hot Wheels DLC, you'd be going so fast often that you just fling yourself off the road. And
Yeah.
they
I've
kind of
seen
just
gameplay of that.
yeah, they just managed to
Sorry, go on.
fix it. And instead of like making it just like, hey, your car doesn't fly off the road, they gave you an actual gameplay reason that it doesn't. And it works very well. The cars, the Hot Wheels cars are fantastic. I mean, the map is pretty damn huge, especially for just an expansion. That's like a really huge map. There's like a ton to do on it. I haven't even started getting like the collectibles or not the collectibles, but like the XP boards and stuff like that. I still need to do that, but dude, I love it. I really, really love that DLC. And I'm actually probably gonna be playing that right after the show, honestly, because that's how much I love it.
Yeah, I mean, you
Matt
guys can
actually
see
told
it
me
on
in
this.
privacy that he hates it.
You guys can see on the
What?
screen we got Forza playing. This is a little bit of my gameplay and whatnot that I've been doing as of lately. So you can see it, check it out for yourself. Hate on my driving, do whatever you feel the need to do, because I don't give a damn. I'm just over here having a good time. But anyways,
I mean,
Hard
you
Days
can't
Mike.
blame him. Wait, I gotta say this comment real quick. You can't blame him if his driving's bad. You wanna know why?
Oh, why
He
is
ain't
that?
Why
playing
am
a
I?
real racer known as
Yep.
Gran
No,
Turismo.
And see, in preparation for this game, I had to play a real racer. So I
Like
threw in
Horizon
or
5?
actually I didn't even throw it in because it was already in my, it was already in, downloaded on my console. So,
Yep.
GT7 was the right
Yeah.
game to prepare myself for Forza
For
Hot
the mid.
Wheels. And I tell you what, I mean that's why I hit every road already. I wouldn't have been bending them corners so well if I didn't have them haptic triggers to just kind of let me know, like, yo,
Yes,
bro,
sir.
you hitting the brake too hard.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Matt's like,
That
no.
is exactly what it is.
Big time, bro. Big time.
Oh,
Oh my god. All right. So what I think of the DLC, I think it's really fun. I think it's awesome. The introduction was insane. Like actually, like
mhm.
insane. It was really awesome. Like I was like
Yeah.
edge of my seat in that whole segment because it was just like fucking you just like drive up into the fucking sky, dude. I'm like, am I about to go meet Jesus? Remember Matt in the party? I'm about to go meet Jesus.
Right?
Fucking it was just so cool and the airplanes fucking flying around and it's just like you're just like going through the fucking sky, man. It's really cool.
The intro
The,
sequence is amazing in that game.
it,
They always do it
I
good.
don't know. I don't know how they fucking like every like. 'Cause I started watching other because really Forza 5 was the first one I played, and I started going back and watching some other ones on YouTube. It's like they really know how to do an intro scene. It's kind
Yeah.
of nuts.
Oh yeah, dude. They're
But
really good at it.
yeah, the gameplay is awesome, of course. The cars are really cool. It's also beautiful. It's really nice to look at. Um, it looks insane in quality mode, also insane in performance mode. But if you ever get a chance to take a look, if you don't mind restarting your game, um, um, just to
Yeah.
take a look. But that
Quality
engine
mode.
is, yeah, quality mode. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
30 FPS mode, as I call it. I don't because I always forget its name. Yeah, but it's gorgeous.
Mhm.
It's just a lot of fun. I don't really have much other to say than if you got Forza 5 and you want to play it, just or if you don't even got Forza 5, it's on Game Pass. Just go buy the DLC and uh
Dude,
play
it's
it.
so
I really
worth
don't
it.
got much else to say. It's just fun. It's just a good time, and it's like, and I think Forza, this is kind of the whole. This was in the base game. But I think Forza's very approachable for even people like me because there's that rewind thing. Like that's a
Yes.
very approachable thing because I don't play racers unless they're like arcadey, kind of like sports games, like like baseball and football. Like it's like when they have something that makes it easier for me to kind of play it because I don't play those games often. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, the game is just awesome. The game is just awesome. DLC, I should
Yes.
say.
Well,
So
you
give it a
know where
And
shot.
you
Give
can
it a
go
shot.
if you want a real racer, Mike. So, I
yeah, you can
mean,
play motorsport
Uh,
like a person.
like a person.
Right.
but
Like a
anyways, my
person.
thoughts my thoughts on the Forza 5 DLC for the Hot Wheels and whatnot. Man, that shit was fun. That shit was fun. Like I no lifed every road as soon as the game dropped. As soon as the game dropped, I hit up
But you're already
Matt like
done with
just
it?
pretty much. Like I'm on the exotic
Jesus
like
Christ.
or like whatever the last tier is for like the mission little like side missions that you can do. I'm on that
That's
right
insane.
now. But within like the first like 5 hours, I like hit up Matt over here. Um, and I was like, yo, bro, I already hit every single road. And he's like, fucking Jesus Christ. like, I just couldn't stop playing. I mean, it was this same session that you guys are looking at right now. It was in this session. I was literally just going around knocking out everything, just no lifing it. And that's how I played Forza when it initially dropped. Matt had the
Yeah.
same thing to say about me when I hit every road. And that I did that like within like 2-3 days. I think I had every road found before the game even dropped.
Yep.
So, so I mean that's
That
how I
is
like to
so
play
fucking funny.
Forza. I played it. I play it very arcadey, and I play it hard, and then I come back to it every now and again just to drive around and whatnot. But like, I don't know what it
Mhm.
is. The challenges in that game. It's not like, as Mike was saying, it's not like your regular racer. Yes, there's races in the game, but
Yes.
what other game are you driving off of cliffs to pop a freaking like mechanic balloon? And what other game are you doing like random speed traps and just the most insane areas and riding on magnetic things to let you go upside down and do all these loops and stuff like that? It's
Exactly.
$17.99 if you have Game Pass already. I bought the season pass thing that came out like before the game dropped so I could play a week early. And that included like, obviously like I just said, the season pass and whatnot. So I get all the DLC that they download for what, like the first couple years or something like that, Matt?
Well, you get both all the deal because they only do 2 DLCs. You get both those DLCs, and any car that they're going to add in the future, you got it.
Oh, see?
So
So I mean,
W.
I got a pretty good deal, but in case you're not like trying to like just buy the game or you want to just play the Horizon DLC, it's $20 without Game Pass, $17.99 with Game Pass, and I highly recommend it. I mean, because I don't personally even own the game. I just paid like the $45 or $50 for the
Well,
pass, and I know it ain't going off of Game Pass anytime soon. By the time it leaves Game
yeah.
Pass, it's going to be at such a good discount for me that I'll just pick it up.
Also,
I'll probably
you'll
spend about the same amount of money that a new game costs nowadays. Probably $70 total.
yeah. Also, you'll probably get it for free anyway now that because you have that thing. Because that's what they did with Motorsport 7. If you bought any DLC for that before it got delisted, like before they announced the delisting, if you bought DLC for that, you got the game free. Like if you played it through Game.
Really?
Oh, snap!
Yeah.
Some Peppa Pig snuck in.
Oh, there you
Some
go.
Peppa Pig snuck into into the Forza gameplay.
Fuck Hot Wheels.
Yeah, there it
some
is.
Gotti.
Hot Wheels.
Elden Ring, watch out. God of War, don't even come out. You might as well wait till next year because Peppa Pig is here. And it is
Or
in
might as
Game
well wait till
Pass.
2024.
So you guys might be looking at that screen right now and being like, what the fuck you got some Peppa Pig on there for? And my daughter was playing it. My daughter was playing it and she really enjoys it. And while she is playing it, I went on ahead and just hit record a couple times. You can see her like dancing around. She doesn't know what the hell she's doing in that game, and I don't know what the hell is going on in that game really. So it is what it is. She really likes it, and it looks exactly like the TV show. So kudos to whoever made that because you gave me some
343
time to be alone and do whatever or make dinner or something like that. So yeah, 343 made it. Yeah, you know it. The DLC ain't coming out for for a little while. They got
That's
6-month updates for Peppa Pig.
Yeah, buddy.
Exactly.
Season pass.
Exactly.
You gotta wait for it.
I mean, that's the place to put it. I mean, honestly, wouldn't you rather have Peppa Pig DLC over fucking Halo DLC? Let's be real.
As long as they're selling good armor for that,
Yeah, true.
I want to be able to whoop that big bad wolf's ass when he comes through.
Now. I want some
Peppa Pig armor.
Make it happen for Mike.
Hell, make that happen for my daughter. Let's look at the demographics. Let's go.
Yeah, right.
Get your daughter on Halo Infinite.
Loot box. So, oh my god.
All right, but yeah, I don't even know where to go from that thought.
I'm losing my mind.
But yeah, as I was saying about Forza, I just recommend you pick it up if you have like nostalgia for Hot Wheels or if you just like to just screw around. And I mean, you don't have to take this game too serious. That's the fun part about it, really, is you're just fucking around and it's open world, so you're just doing whatever.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. The cool thing about Horizon is the fact that it's not even really as much of a racing game as much as it is just a driving game, and you can just drive around. Because that's how I played Horizon 4. I didn't do anything in Horizon 4 for like 4 years, however long it was out until Horizon 5. I accomplished like nothing in that game other than driving around, and I would get money that way. But like actual races, I didn't do much of anything.
The clip that you guys are watching right before this clip that's showing right now was just me just driving. I wasn't doing anything.
Yeah,
I was just literally trying to get my car around a pillar. That's all.
Yeah.
There was no context to any of that. There was no thing to pop or any XP to get. I was just probably in a party chat, just driving, not paying any attention.
Exactly.
That is fucking funny.
And it's really it's a lot of fun. Yeah, exactly. But let's go ahead and move on to the next thing because we all touched up on that subject pretty well, I think.
Okay.
Yep. Only in Forza. Only my wheels in Forza.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Off-roading.
Off-roading.
Hard out ponies. I'm so sorry.
Oh my goodness. Jeez Louise with the shade. Let's go ahead and move to this week's the weekly update. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit you first, Mr. Hard Days Mike. What kind of news do you have for the week that's kind of interesting?
Well, I thought it was pretty goddamn funny that Minecraft officially come out and said, no, you're not going to make NFTs for our games. And then a company that was trying to make NFTs for Minecraft, like, we're going to make a better Minecraft. Like, good fucking luck. Good fucking luck.
I'm sure they will. Like that's no one's ever tried to do that before.
Yeah, right? Like, yeah, this is going to go so well with fucking NFTs.
Someone finally thought of it. They're going to make a better one.
Yeah, like, oh my god. Oh, blockchain.
I mean, what's wrong with that? I don't see anything wrong with the NFTs. They should be in games.
Man, whatever your fucking name is, I'm gonna kneecap you.
No.
You know, Ham's like, you know what? Next we should only pay for Game Pass with NFTs. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
Just JPEGs.
I can't
Send
wait
Phil
to.
Spencer some JPEGs.
I can't wait to pass down NFTs to my daughter when she gets older.
Here, daughter. Here's a bunch of JPEGs. Enjoy
Blue
yourself.
ass monkey JPEGs. Oh my god.
When you turn 18, you can
kid.
cash this this JPEG in and get yourself a nice house.
Yeah, you can buy yourself an entire mansion with this picture of a stupid monkey.
Oh my goodness.
Whatever it's called,
Make it
bored ape
good.
or whatever the hell that thing's called.
It's a bored ape. That's it. Fucking bored of these
Because-
people's existence. I'll tell you that.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
yeah,
well,
I did
interesting
see
news.
That was actually pretty funny.
Yeah, that's why I'm making fun of them, dude. They're just like the fact that like you guys are stifling creativity. It's like no, they're trying to prevent you from scamming people. Is what they're trying to do. And like I'm happy Microsoft as a whole is like being like, yeah, we're not allowing this. You know, none of our first party are gonna be pushing NFTs. Like that is not what we're doing. We're not gonna let you know, everyone, you know, loves to be like, well, fuck, it's Stalker. Well, one, Stalker was not first party, and two, they went back on it, and three, that wasn't even anything in their initial planning. They just fucking made that out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Something I had to say. But
yeah,
I'm still
That's a
wondering
good
who's
thing.
going to get their feet wet with it first, like hard, like a mainstream game.
Ubisoft.
I'm trying to see. I
Yeah.
mean, Square Enix might say, "Excuse me."
Well, yes, it's either Square or Ubisoft. They're going to be toe and toe for who gets there first. It's going to be one of them because they're the only ones who are fighting to do it. I mean, and they're not even really fighting; they're just telling you, "Yeah, we're doing this shit. You don't gotta like
we're
it."
trying to make it work.
If I was
like, you don't
doing
gotta like it, we're
NFTs in
doing it.
games, if I was doing NFTs in games, I would want to be second or third to come out, just so I could see what the fuck everybody else does to fuck up.
And it's like,
Yeah.
it's yes, exactly. And also, if I was second or third, or if I was third and I saw first and second were Ubisoft and Square Enix, I'd be like, all right, nah, I'm
Ugh,
not gonna do it.
I'm good.
I'll
I'm
just
good.
do that. Because, all right, I'm not gonna go into that rant, but those companies suck. Those
Yeah,
companies
they
just
really
suck.
do.
But yeah,
They really
there's
do.
what it is.
I can't
All
wait
right.
to get an NFT of fucking Alexios. Oh my god.
Right.
All right.
Assassin's Creed NFTs.
All right, so Matt likes games. You got some news for the week that kind of hit you upside the head?
Well, it's because I wanted to talk a little bit. I mean, I just wanted to bring it up, honestly, but Twan's not even here, so it's not even fun to bring it up, which is the whole Atlas thing of them just being
Oh.
like, we would, like, there's no path to getting the PS5 version if you have already bought the PS4 version of Persona 5 Royale. And instead of like lying to you, like, you know, giving you business jargon, like, here's a reason why you need to do it, trying to sugarcoat it. Instead of sugarcoating it, they're just like, yeah, we'd appreciate it if you just gave us the money. You just give us your money. That's all.
That
Yeah,
is
and
insane.
It's like,
Atlas
it's
is like, look at The Last of Us. Don't look at us.
you know, don't look at
Yeah,
us.
right.
We just want your money. We just want your money. That's all.
Oh my god.
I thought
Talk
that was
about not
like,
worth
say it?
$70.
Like now
Okay.
I'm like,
So Mike, their direct quote is, "We would appreciate it if you would buy Persona 5 Royale on PlayStation 5."
no
That's their quote.
fucking way.
That's their quote. That is the
That's
quote.
them addressing. That's
Yeah,
them
that's-
addressing that question.
Yes.
That's them addressing that.
No
Is we would
fucking
appreciate
way.
it, dude. It's fantastic.
No way.
It is fantastic.
We'd appreciate it.
But
Oh my
but I
god.
will say, since Twan's not here and I can't get his input on that, I want to bring up the Last of Us thing, because that was like the
Oh my
biggest thing
God.
this week.
Ooh, interesting.
That's the biggest thing this week for me, at least. I mean, because we saw the leaks earlier in the week, and I mean, everyone, like, I mean, me, I don't know about you guys, but a lot of people online and me as well, I was like, this looks like not very good. I mean, it looks better. I noticed that it looks better in some areas, but it doesn't look like that's worth $70.
Yeah.
And then they came out, they showed you that 10-minute like clip, and I'm like, okay, that looks better than what I saw.
It did look nice.
It's yeah, it looked nice. Like visually, it looked really nice. Like I appreciate they talked about the AI upgrades because that was one of the big things that was wrong with The Last of Us. One was like your friendly AI would often be walking around and you're in cover trying to hide, and they're just walking right in front of enemies, and enemies don't see them.
He's
And
like,
that was
I
like,
agree with Ellie happening
yeah,
all the time. All
and that's
the
like
time.
it's like super immersion breaking. I appreciate they're addressing that and you know bringing the enemy AI more in line with Last of Us Part Two, which had really amazing AI. But it's also the big debate of is it worth $70? For me, no. But for a lot of people, it would certainly seem that it is. And it's going to sell regardless, so it doesn't really matter, honestly.
yep.
But it's like I just I don't know. I just had this thought in my head of when they announced a remake, and especially because Neil Druckmann never really confirmed it, but he never really denied it that the gameplay was going to be The Last of Us Part Two's gameplay. They took a
Mm.
step towards it, but I don't think it's there. They took a pretty good step, a bigger step than I thought after I saw that leak, but I don't think it's there. And for me, it's just like, look, if you're gonna buy it, I wish you all the happiness. I hope you enjoy it, but it's just I can't do it again. I really can't do
I
it
think I
again.
would have had less problems with it if it was priced at 60 for some reason. But the
Yeah,
fact that they're like,
It's just 10
this
bucks
is
yeah.
the
though.
same. What'd you
Well,
say?
I think.
I
Well, he.
said that's just 10 bucks though.
No,
Yeah,
I know, but what I'm trying to say is that the fact that like this remake is like held in the same high regard as Ragnarok coming out, just like
yeah,
it's not about
Yeah,
the
that's a
money to
little,
me,
that's something
honestly.
else.
exactly.
It's not necessarily just about the money. It's just the fact that like you're telling me that I don't know. It's weird. Like cuz I The Last of Us 1 is my favorite like game from that generation. I can't think of any. I mean
Mhm.
Skyrim probably above it, but then it's The Last of Us cuz I beat The Last of Us 5 or 6 times on every single difficulty. So it's
Yeah.
like I love that game, but I feel like it's more of like the fact that like they're like this is a full price product. And I got actually something else to say about it after, but I want to let you guys get your thoughts out first before I go into that tangent.
Well, I'm gonna let Ham go because I didn't let Ham speak
Yeah.
yet.
Do I think The Last of Us remake is worth it? Not for me. I just
Yeah,
beat The Last of Us 1 and 2 last summer. So that's
yeah,
my main reasoning for it. If I was, you know, never had seen this, never had played that game, would I still want to spend $70 on it? That's the real question for me. And I mean, I don't know how to answer that really. I doubt that because I mean, I just don't see myself like kind of like Matt said, like this is the same price as Ragnarok
yeah. Well, yeah,
on
yeah.
launch, and I just don't think I'd get The Last of Us over Ragnarok if I was going to the store to buy just one of the two games, and
Yes,
and I don't think it's close.
yeah. No, and I think Sony has a. I don't want to be like okay. I think Sony has a problem with how they price things. This whole like $70. I don't mind paying $70 for Ragnarok. $70 for Ragnarok, it's worth it. It's going to
Yes,
be a
it's
new
gonna be
experience.
fire.
That game's
Yeah, it's
it's
going
gonna
to
be
be
a
amazing.
masterpiece.
It'll be fantastic. But the way that they're just like $70 across the board. If it's got PlayStation's name on it, it's $70. Ratchet and Clank shouldn't have been $70. I got more out of
Honestly,
Miles
oh
Morales
sorry.
than Ratchet and
Yeah.
Clank. Like way more out of Miles Morales than Ratchet and Clank. And that's a $50 game. Like
Well,
it
yeah, it is.
there's stuff it's like I get you want to do $70 games, which is fine for like stuff like Naughty Dog's next big game, their next new game, that's $70. I'll pay $70 for that. Same with Santa Monica, same with a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima. I'll pay $70 for all of that. But it's like a remake. a remake and a remaster. It's like I get you put in work on it. It looks better, undeniably, but it's like, dude, that's $50. That's worth $50. And that's just to me. Obviously, I can't tell someone what that's worth to someone else. It's just like to me, that seems like that's $50, man.
Yeah.
And I'm also a little biased as well, because if another game did this that I truly like loved, and like for me, I felt like I could get all of my money's worth even though I'm playing the same thing. I mean, I could possibly spend the $70 on something like this down the line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like what is it? The Dead Space game is coming out. This is gonna be the redo of
Yep.
1. It's
Yep.
kind of the same thing, except it's Dead Space. It's not The Last of
Yeah.
Us. So I
And
mean, if you use those kind of arguments, you kind of start to think, maybe I'm being a little too hard on this game. But
yes.
but at the same time, that game, Dead Space, did it have a remaster for the Xbox One version?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did it?
That's a good point. But no, it did not. Did not.
So I think that's where a lot of people are kind of caught up on this, is just because there's already been one thing to boost the thing up, and I said the exact same thing when people were talking about the Gears collection possibly coming out. Me and Matt sat right here and said, dude, if they did that, I personally think it'd be dumb as hell, because they just FPS boosted all of the Gears. So if they gave me another, I mean, because you think about it, Gears, what is it? Gears 1 has the Ultimate Edition and whatnot.
Yeah.
And that's kind of in the same vein, but at the same time, you got to remember that game came with everything. It came with, your
multiplayer.
It came with multiplayer. It came with extra like levels, I believe, to kind of push the story.
So.
I think it came with a little extra like
additions.
chapter or something like that in the game. So it had more than the previous, which this one has less than the previous. So I could see a lot of people maybe using that as an argument to be like, oh man, this doesn't quite seem right. I remember I spent $60 and was able to play online before, compared to now I'm paying $10 more, and all you're telling me is like people moving around better, graphics look better, and I'm gonna be able to feel these haptics.
Yeah.
For some people, it's just not worth it, and for me, it's not worth it, not because of that, more or less because I've just like when I was watching that whole playback for 10 minutes, I was just like, I remember that part. It's so fresh for me that it's just not worth it.
And let me be clear, because you brought it up about other games. I'm a hypocrite in this, because I know they canceled it, but if Red Dead 2 got a remaster, not even a remake, because it doesn't need it, but it's like just a remaster, just make it 60 FPS, which they would do, and make it $70. Guess who's buying it? I'm buying it.
Well, also, this is the thing, though. On console, there is no already 60 FPS version with better visuals. The Last of Us already got a remaster that now runs at, what, 1800p 60 FPS with higher textures or some shit like that? Like, the Red Dead Redemption 2, at least, Red Dead Redemption 2 doesn't have it, but I get what you mean. It's kind of in the same vein. I get it. I'm just saying it's kind of a bit different with how, because, like, it's still, I don't know. It's like a really, whole situation sucks.
I just want to point out that I'm not saying that you shouldn't get the game if you want it, because if you want it, I honestly think you should get it. Just treat yourself and get the game and enjoy it again if that's what you really want. But I'm just sitting here saying what I said, and then I'm also kind of thinking, yeah, I'm a hypocrite, because there are games I would happily do this again for. Like, if dude, I mean, I don't want to give them any ideas, but dude, let's say they remade Skyrim, like a proper remake, not a remaster where they do this thing like every 5 years. I'm talking a full-on remake of the engine and everything. I'll buy it, $70. I don't care. I'll happily do that. So
would you do it if they minus the mods?
Oh fuck no!
Took out the mods? No.
Yeah, because you gotta, because I think in this decision you have to keep in mind something was taken away from it. The multiplayer was taken away. That's a big essential part.
Yes, it is.
We don't know if we're gonna have to pay for the multiplayer later, or if it's gonna be a live service kind of game. So,
actions. I personally, sorry, go on.
Yeah, but like we don't know how that's going to be conducted quite yet, because I mean, we just don't know.
Not telling us.
But I figure if you're going to use an example like that, you got to take something away from it that's kind of big to the game. And I'd say in that case, I mean, since it's not like a multiplayer game like that, you'd have to take away something like mods and then tell yourself, would you pay $70 for that?
See, if you took out mods, that's so hard to answer for Skyrim because I played Skyrim for 60 bucks. I played Skyrim the first time on 360 without mods, and I loved it. It's just that once you get mods and then they're taken away, then it's like you still
I
got
need
a
to
great
see.
game.
You're literally saying
But
the same thing about Last of Us. So once you play factions and then you take it away,
yes,
The one thing though I gotta say though, is I need to see the quality of this remake. What exactly are they putting into this remake? That's the biggest thing I need to really see first before I could even like say one way or another. Because for me, The Last of Us Part One, and you can't blame them. How can you really fucking remake a masterpiece? Like, let's be real for a second. Like, how can you really remake that game other than making it more pretty? Like,
yeah,
but for Skyrim, there's a lot of fundamental gameplay thing, visuals, physics, the way story, how characters act, facial expression, like so. There's like, because like it's just, let's be honest, Naughty Dog was just better at that type of shit. But also Skyrim's a fucking triple times huge game, so like quadruple the size. So, but like, it really depends on what the fuck do they like. They like, I don't know. Like, to me, I really don't like care at the end of the day. It doesn't matter to me.
yeah,
But like for me, but for Skyrim, it's like it really depends on the quality of the remake. And yeah, that's really it. Because you know, like how there's the Skyrim Anniversary Edition. If you get that, there's a bunch of additions to the game. There's new quests, new weapons, new armors, new homes, like skin sets, all types of crazy shit. New books, new spells, etc., etc. New horses, horse armor, fishing, all types of shit. So like,
yeah,
imagine that in a proper remake. Who the fuck knows what they'd put in it? That's kind of the thing. Like this to me, I feel like the sky's the limit with like a Skyrim remake. I feel like with The Last of Us, as much as I think that game's a masterpiece, because like I said, I beat it like 5 or 6 times. Um, you kind of do have a ceiling you're gonna hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
yeah,
don't know if that makes any sense. But you kind of have only so much you can do. But I feel like Skyrim, you could fucking, they could put an in-depth fucking, if they want like a Souls-like combat system, if they fucking wanted to, like they could literally, the sky
yeah,
is the fucking limit with the Skyrim remake. And
yeah.
I could see it if if it reaches that potential of being a true remake. It could launch without mod support, but it needs to be patched in at some point once they release the public toolkit. Because
And
if they're not using the free, oh, go on.
no, I was gonna say it's a good thing that Ham brought that up. That because that is a fair thing to ask. The fact, would I be okay with that if they took out mod support? Because he said that, and I had to think about it for a second. I'm like, well, the 360 game was fun without mods. I had a ton of fun on the 360 without mods, but it's like once I got mods, I mean, playing without them, it's like, dude, what the hell? It's like, what was I doing?
Yeah,
So I don't
you
think
were
I would.
gaming.
I don't think I would love a remake of Skyrim without mods. It would have to have that in
Yeah,
some capacity, which is a good, valid point, and it's why I look at the Last of Us remake a little bit sideways, where it's like, just if it was $50, fine, but don't upsell me when you took out content. Like, don't do that. I don't know. That's just me. I could rant all day on that, but that's my point.
Got it. Got it. Well, I guess, I mean, for me, what I don't exactly like is that people are proud to pay $70 on the
Oh
opposite side. Like,
yeah,
like I will never be proud to pay more than I should. Like, let's
yeah,
be real. I'm not trying to pretend to have more money than I do. I'm not trying to pretend that I can afford every freaking game that comes on the market. I'm not broke, but I'm not
yeah,
like I'm not going to sit here and act like, man, this really should be, or man, I'd pay more for it or something like that. Like, that's
yes.
just to me, especially if you have a platform where people,
Oh
where,
yeah,
where like some large people come and listen to what you have to say, maybe even on a regular basis. What you shouldn't be saying is, man, I mean, they're pretty much saying, man, this could be 90 or 100 or $150 and I'd buy it, just the game by itself. And I'm just like, dude, like, why would
Gaming
you
never got
want to
that
go out and
expensive,
say
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Like,
Why,
don't give them
would you?
ideas.
Yeah, exactly. Don't give them the idea of because and
That's
we've all
okay.
talked about it in the past, like whether it was on this podcast or another, like games used to be more expensive. The N64, some of those games were like 70, $80. Some of the bigger cartridges games for some of the even older consoles were like 150, $250, man. Like, we're not let's not defend a higher price for a game. Let's just talk about whether it's worth it or not. And if a lot of people say, yo, this is worth it, sure, that's worth it. Let's not talk about, man, I'd pay way more than I should for this. No, you shouldn't. You should not do that.
Don't do that. And like Ham said, especially if you got a platform, dude, if you got thousands and thousands of followers and you're just like, dude, the Last of Us remake could be $200, I'll buy it. It's like, don't say that. You got dude, you got people, Jim Ryan, I mean, I'm sure he's not very active on social media, but you got people at that company on social media that are like, really? 200, he says. Okay. All right. It's like, don't give them the idea. Just be like, yeah, I'll buy it for 70 because it's worth it to me. Don't say I'll buy it for 80 now. Buy it for 90.
Yeah, please don't.
Keep upping it. Don't do that. That's not what we want.
I can't afford that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, and this whole idea of like, this is another thing that needs to stop. This whole thing of like, if you disagree with me on this, you're poor. Like you're broke.
Yeah.
Like that's something that is so dumb. That is so dumb. That's something that also
not
needs
okay.
to stop.
That's a really not okay thing to do either.
That's a super terrible take. It's like, dude, it's like, no, I'm not poor, dude. It's like, I just don't want to pay more for something for an inferior product. I personally feel ripped off by Ratchet and Clank. I beat the game. I did the things that you can do in that game. I didn't get $70 worth of enjoyment out of it. Tiny Tina's. I didn't, dude, I got ripped off. It's not my kind of game. I mean, it's like, dude, there's a lot of games over the course of this generation that I will buy for $70. Horizon Forbidden West, another one of them, where it just sits there on my console. Like, you made that bad decision. Yeah, you made that bad decision. It's like, dude,
tell them about it.
I didn't even hear it. Honestly.
Nah.
Yeah, but it's just a dumb thing.
I got another angle to talk about randomly that it bothered me because this is random. It has to do with it. This is coming from a person with visual and like auditorial disabilities and such, which I have due to health issues I have, both physical and mental, that result in this. I see a lot of talk that just because this game has it, it's now worth the $70, and that's kind of now like we're just gonna start like charging people like me now that there's like we can find I don't know. It's just now it's like I saw now a few takes now people are like ableist if they don't if like sorry I'm stretching. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is up with the conversation around this game, but like all I know is I beat it 5 times on my PlayStation 3, then once or twice on my PS4, and I'm good. It's just I don't know. It's the conversation now has gotten so off the fucking rails that like I wasn't gonna buy it in the first place. I was really waiting on the price. I'm certainly not gonna buy it at 70 at least, and I just don't really fucking care. like I'm just gonna be playing Doom Eternal. I'm just gonna be playing Doom Eternal. Like that's all I can really say. I'm gonna be playing the most addictive shooter ever made until I fucking die, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters to me. That's really all that matters to me. Yeah, that's it.
All right.
But I do want to say real quick though. When I was mentioning the people being able now to play, someone that leads a firm of which he is a disability advocate. He's like, you don't understand though, because I made a joke tweet saying how Doom Eternal is consistently adding certain accessibility features. He's like, you don't understand. People can fully play this game blind. I'm like, one, I was kidding. Two, and he also said something to make it seem like I was like downplaying the work of people that are disabled. And which he was just, I understand, you know, when you're an emotional blue check mark, you being a fucking an obnoxious fucking asshole is like your number one quality trait on Twitter. But that really pissed me off because I have these disabilities. And oddly enough, we are not a hive mind. People with disabilities are oddly not a hive mind. And it'd be really nice if people, you know, especially people like this guy would kind of realize that some of us have complex feelings. We're not all just here fucking flopping about, just very thankful that people like him exist, which I am thankful because I think game accessibility is incredible, but the way that conversation was handled really rubbed me the wrong way. But I just think that now if we just start remaking games just for the sake of, I don't know, dude, it's just the whole conversation sucks, and that whole thing really rubbed me the wrong way to the point I don't even want to buy the game. It's just because of that in general, that the fact that I'm seen as some dude that uh hates on that type of stuff. It just really rubs me the wrong way because once again, it's this gaming Twitter going off the fucking rails as per usual about the dumbest shit and not being able to have a conversation without it. Like, it's like politics, dude. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know. That's all I got to say on that. Thank you for letting me rant. That's enough of my TED talk.
No worries at all. So yeah, I mean, it's been a long, drawn out conversation online about whether it's worth it or not. And at the end of the day, it's up to you, really. The numbers will show eventually whether people really needed it or not. I feel like it's gonna sell because it is a great game. And there are probably plenty of people out there that have not played Last of Us. There's the TV show that's going to be coming out soon as well. So, I mean, there is reason for hype behind it. For me, just personally, I just don't really. I don't see it being needed for me.
Yes.
That's
all we can say.
It.
That's Absolutely. All we can really say.
That's it. I hope it's great. I mean, that's all I can say. I mean, well, you know it's going to be at least great because the base game's incredible. It probably has my favorite single player story, like maybe outside of Half-Life 2. Like, I don't know, man. Like, that's all I really got to say on that. You know.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be.
I'm glad I was able to get that off my chest. I'm glad I was able to get that off my chest.
So for my news of the week, it is that Stray and As Dusk Falls has dropped. We have me that has played As Dusk Falls, and Matt Likes Games has played a little bit of Stray. Is that right? So I haven't played Stray personally because I don't have the extra or premium because I'm personally waiting until next year to get it because I just kind of want some more stuff to be on there. So I'm just patiently waiting. I got Essential right now, and to me that's good enough. I got a lot of stuff in my backlog to play, and coming towards the end of the year, it's going to be insane with the different kind of games that are dropping. Ragnarok, A Plague Tale, High on Life, Scorn. I mean, that's just a few. I'm not even like mentioning like Callisto Protocol, and then right at the beginning of the year, we got another remake coming with Dead Space. So I mean, there's plenty of stuff that's going to be playing that's going to be able to be playing. I highly recommend if you have the opportunity, have both consoles. Don't sell yourself short. Be ready for these games as they come out, and enjoy. But I want to
play on the Switch.
Yeah. Hey, Switch games are coming out too. Xenoblade. I know Stankmaw's really excited for that. I've heard lots of people on Twitter really excited for that game coming out. 2023 as well. So I mean, like the end of the year is strong, and then 2023 is going to be ridiculous as well. But I wanted to get into these two games that recently just dropped this last week and just talk about like the feelings and like just whether the hype was there enough or not there enough for these games. And I'm going to start off with Stray, the one that did receive a lot of hype this week. Matt, go on ahead and talk to everybody and let them know how you felt about the game Stray.
Stray is a cool, like, it's like I went into that game thinking this looks interesting at the very least. And after playing it, I feel like it's interesting. It lived up to that. It's interesting. Um it's a lot, I wouldn't say it's a lot different, but it's different than I thought it would be. I kind of expected it to not be as lonely of a game as it is, but it is a pretty lonely game. Um there's like you're kind of solving some mystery. I'm not going to go too far into that, but you're solving a mystery. It's not, from what I understand, it's not a very long game. It's like 4 or 5 hours maybe. But I've played maybe about an hour and a half, 2 hours of it, and it's a relatively good time. You can like turn your brain. It's a good game to turn off your brain and just do something. And it's not like a super engaging story or anything. It's just here's gameplay and here's a cat. Turn your brain off and just enjoy it, which is nice. I got to play more of it to say like if I think it deserves the hype it got, because it got a lot of hype this week, like a pretty good amount. I don't so far see a reason to be that hyped. And obviously, people like games different than I do, so you know. But for me, it's an average game, a little maybe a little above average, but it's nothing insane. But it's a good time. As far as Dusk Falls, that's all you, because I have not even touched As Dusk Falls.
I
So
want to
before,
play it, but I just
oh, I'm down to play it
go.
with you, Mike. I'm down to play it with
Let's
you,
go.
brother. But as for Stray, before I get into As Dusk Falls, I just wanted to say about it, like there's nothing wrong with a chill or an okay game. Not every game needs to be a fucking banger. You know,
Yes.
right? I wouldn't consider Stray a banger. Even a AAA game like As Dusk Falls, I would say it's close to a banger, but not a banger. And that's only like and that's really a niche if you want to call it a banger, right?
Yeah.
Because not everybody's into those kind of stories. So it might be a banger for a niche audience, but not exactly like a banger for everybody, I guess. So to me, I don't see anything wrong with games that are, okay, or even games that are just kind of mid. Because I mean, to be
Yeah.
honest, I play a lot of mid games to pass the time. I do. Power Wash Simulator, I played it for like 4 hours yesterday. Mid as fuck. Enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
Don't care. I don't have any apologies to give anybody about that. I had a pretty good time, and fuck you if you tell me that I shouldn't have a good time playing something that's mediocre. It is what it is. I'm not always a
Yeah.
story. Like whenever I play a game, it's not always about
Why do you like
the
PlayStation?
story or always about the gameplay. Sometimes it's about, like I just don't feel like doing a whole lot, but I kind of want to do something.
Yeah.
And like you said, turning your brain off sometimes is just fantastic, and to have another game to do that with, to me, is fantastic. Now, do I need to play that game? No, obviously, because I'm not in that subscription service, and I'm not gonna run out and buy it, because those kind of games are subscription service games to me. They are
That's a
time killer
good way to
Connor.
put it.
games. They're time killer games. Is what it is. Um, but
I can't help myself.
as Dust Falls, I kind of feel similar as with the point of service game. I feel like that game felt really good to have in a service to even get it out to people to talk about and play and stuff like that. Because for me, if they would have dropped As Dust Falls into the stores, I wouldn't have played it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
have played
dude,
it. Just for somebody
yeah.
saying, "Hey, this is a narrative-driven game," and you're just making choices. Nah, I'm good. I'm not
Yeah.
playing that at all, or I'm
And
not buying that at all.
exactly. There's a lot of games where
Holy.
I'll play it because it's in Game Pass, and
Anyone else
a
hear
lot.
Matt's?
And
I just gotta say real quick. Did anyone else hear Matt's mic go fucking nuts for a second?
I
Might have been
didn't.
my Discord. Oh my
no,
Discord's fucking up then. All right,
okay.
sorry. Go on. I just want to make
Um,
sure that was not like a issue growing. All right, go on.
no, I don't think. But yeah, I played a lot of games in Game Pass that I would have never played outside of Game Pass, and sometimes I end up really like it's not here with me right now. It's back there on the shelf. But like, I just recently bought a collector's edition for Ori Will of the Wisps. I would have never played that game ever played that game if it weren't for it being in Game. It's like sometimes it turns out to be really good. Sometimes it's just like this is fun to waste my time in, and other times it might be bad. But it's like it's nice to have. It's nice to have that kind of thing.
Hmm. I can't wait to say that same thing about Sony, about PlayStation Plus when I get it at the end of the year. I'm gonna get either the extra or I'm just gonna go ahead and pay the 120 down for the premium for the whole year.
Premium?
Because because I mean I'm thinking maybe next year, or I might be wrong. It might be the year after, but premium is gonna stand up and deliver something, that you wish you
Yeah, I'm
I think
had,
it already
or
is
something like.
personally.
I mean, they already have a few games in there that I want to try. Ape Escape is probably the number one game in
Let's
premium
go.
that I want to get onto. Um, as for like extra, when I was looking at it, there's only a couple games that I was interested in because I already have a lot of them from having PlayStation Plus for a while, and I also own a lot of those games or have them in Game Pass already on my Xbox. But like a game like Fractured But Whole, that's only an extra. That's not on Game Pass. I'd love to play that game, and I hope that stays in there long enough
yeah,
for the end of the year where I can play it, or else I'll just buy the game. It just is what it is. It's only like $20, $25 anyways.
yeah.
But I'm gonna hold out and see if I can maybe just play it in the service, because I'd be more than happy to do that, and maybe down the line, because I like to buy games, for physical games. I like to buy them used. For like day one or new purchases, I usually just do that digital. I have no problem with that at all, because most of these new games and whatnot. I mean, look at God of War. God of War is a great example of like, what's the point of even physical at this point? I mean, you buy the biggest collector edition for that for what, like $300, 250 or something like that, and you get a case with a piece of paper that tells you how to download the game. Like,
Let's go.
I don't see the
Yeah.
point in caring too much about physical anymore, when it comes to the new consoles. But I do keep me a physical PS5 and a Series X, because that's the only way to get it. Because sometimes when you go find the deals, like I got Ghost of Tsushima brand new in the wrapper for $40. Damn right, I'm gonna buy the physical copy for that. I'm not gonna pay $70 on the store if I can just do that. I did the same thing for Uncharted. I went and bought Uncharted 4 for $5 and paid $10 to upgrade it. I mean, and it was $50 if you wanted to buy it. And if you had if you had a digital PS5, you didn't have any other choice unless you owned the game. Unless you owned the game on PS4 previously digitally. So, I mean, I still see a need for physical consoles so you can like insert a disc. Because, I mean, hell, that Series X, if you got a regular Xbox game, you can throw that disc in and get it cracking. You know what I mean? So physical consoles are still worth it, but physical media for new games, I'm not sure if that's worth it. I really wish I could throw on my PS5 and put a PlayStation 2 game in there. I wish I could do that so dang much.
And you could, it just won't do anything.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for that.
Burn a hole in it. It'll just shoot. It just shoots it right back out at you.
Because I got plenty of PS2 games. I have some PlayStation 1 games. I got a growing collection of PS3 games, but like it kind of sucks to know that the only way I can play those on my new console is through streaming, and it's kind of it kind of sucks. And that's the big hamper on me getting premium or not, because yeah, I'm excited to play Ape Escape, but it's going to be streamed, isn't that right?
Well, Ape Escape is native.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
native? So how
Ape
many of
Escape
these
is
older
native.
games are native? I'm curious.
So like there's a handful of PS1 games. I know it's Siphon Filter, Ape Escape, and
Oh, come on, man. Siphon Filter's so
something else.
damn bad.
Well,
I love
nowadays,
Siphon
yeah.
Filter.
Siphon
Well,
Filter back in
nowadays
the
it
day,
hasn't aged
yeah.
good, but
Yeah, it
it's
has not
incredible.
aged well at all. But back
I
in the
watched
day,
that game and I was like, nah, I'm good. I loved it when it was out, but
exactly.
there's some games that you just
new.
don't want to revisit, and that's one of them.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
But there's a handful of games that are native, and I'm pretty sure that Ape Escape is one of them.
Halo Infinite's also one of them.
Yeah, it's in premium.
Yeah.
PlayStation's getting
Kicked
the
off this
campaign DLC
podcast.
first.
Well, they got Bungie
Yeah,
now, so of
probably.
course.
Yeah,
exactly.
oh my
They bought
God,
Bungie.
dude.
Yeah, they
Bungie
bought
just makes a
Bungie,
game
so
called Halo.
Oh my God.
you know,
I couldn't get over
343
how
bent the
people
knee and
thought
just
they
gave
were
Halo
Halo.
back to Bungie. That's how it went.
There you go. Let's do a swap. Halo for Destiny. Let's do a swap.
Ugh.
Oh man, like I don't think I'd be good with that.
I wouldn't like that
No.
either, honestly. I'd be pretty upset.
It'd be funny as
Okay.
shit though. All right, let's move on to the next. Let's move on to the next topic. Unless anybody else has some news, please feel free to share it. If you do,
Oh, dude, I'm good. I'm good.
Mike.
I don't got anything else to say.
Okay, cool. Let's go on to the hot takes of the week. Then
Ooh, damn. Okay.
So there should definitely be some, because there was quite a week when it comes to the whole Atlas thing, the whole Last of Us thing. Here's a hot take that I kind of made of my own, but I'm sure somebody in the world's talked about it on some podcast somewhere. Maybe you guys can even let me know in the chat if anybody's brought this up. But but I thought it was really ironic that whole leak of Last of Us came out, and then the very next day or day and a half or whatnot, Naughty Dog came out with actual gameplay and talk about it. And my whole take on it was either Naughty Dog was shook about what happened and they wanted to get out in front of this as soon as possible, or they planned that shit themselves, because I don't trust companies.
Yeah.
That's my hot take with it.
Okay.
What do you guys
my
think?
opinion on that would just, I think that gameplay they made, what they released has probably been waiting to go. I don't know if maybe the leaks and the discussion around the game maybe forced them to put out their official. I don't think they made that overnight.
No, they didn't make that video overnight.
No, they didn't make that video overnight, and that's why it was so ironic to me that there'd be this leak.
I think it was a reaction. I don't know.
It was.
I feel like it had to be. I don't know, man.
That's the only thing that makes, because the other solution, the other explanation you're suggesting would be that someone or Naughty Dog themselves leaked it, or PlayStation, whoever themselves leaked it, and then as a way to get people talking, and then they dropped the 10-minute video, right?
Yeah.
See, I think that's an interesting theory. I think it's a lot more likely that it got leaked. Someone is probably in trouble for leaking it. And
me.
And they responded to the leak with what they had planned for some other time, probably because it comes out in September. So this was probably going to be shown maybe late next month.
Play.
Yeah, late next month, early September. So it's maybe that was meant for August or September, but they saw this leak and they're just like, okay, we can't have that. We got to shut that down immediately. And they just put this out now.
So you're saying someone got shook, or Naughty Dog got shook, or somebody got shook there?
Somebody got shook. They saw the reactions to the leaks, and they're like, "No, we can't be doing that. We can't be doing that." So give us what you have now, which is that 10-minute video, and we got to make this right. And they put it out there, and it seems for a lot of people to have made things totally fine. So I guess it worked. You
Yep,
know,
confirmed some suspicion.
if that was their plan.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely came out and worded some things a little bit properly and made it a lot easier for people to take in. And I feel like, and that's why I feel like it's so weird, is because it's like a lot of the issues and questions people had were answered within that interview. But
Yeah.
like the drop only, but that leak only happened, like I said, like 24 hours, maybe 36 hours before they threw that on screen. So I just thought it was hella ironic, and that's my personal take of the week. But I also do have take of the week as well. But I'm gonna let you guys go first. I'm kind of curious to hear what Mike has to say. Go on ahead, bud.
Of what my take is. I mean, mine isn't even really anything really recent. Mine's kind of far out there, and it's about Doom.
Oh my god, you just don't stop.
I mean, no, I don't. It's the only thing I fucking care about. I don't. I really don't. I mean, it was really one of them was gonna be the last. I mean, I could talk about Doom, but I really won't. Matt, you go first, because I want to I want to pick the right one in my head, because I have a few in my head. I won't make it Doom. I won't make it Doom.
Honestly,
Even though it's the only game that
it's
matters to
tough
me.
because mine really would have been kind of, and I don't want to, because we kind of already touched on it. And it's the thing of like people, not naming names, but people in the community who say they're willing to pay like lots more for things. Like, and like that's a take that we already kind of touched. Like we really touched on it. So it's like the people who say I'd happily pay X amount of money for something that is not worth that. And it's like I just don't like that. I don't like that take. That's a terrible take. That's like a terrible take. And as Ham said earlier, if you're someone with any sort of following online, you 1,000% should not be saying that because that's just not good. That's not good for anybody going forward. I mean, sure, it'll happen inevitably, but it's like don't speed up the process for just the sake of it.
Yeah, I
But then,
mean, it to me that's just kind of a look at me kind of thing to say.
yeah, it's
I mean, it has no context. It helps nobody. Um, you're promoting something that a lot of people don't want, especially in the time of, COVID and all this stuff going on where people are having a hard enough time buying gas for their fucking vehicle, and you're going to come out and say something stupid as fuck. Like, man,
yeah,
I would pay double the price for this game. Actually, over double the price for this game. And it's not
that's
even a new game. Like, that's,
I,
and I mean, even if it was a new game, I still think it'd be silly.
yeah,
Like you're not gonna catch me saying, man, like even after I play it or whatnot, like man, like let's say Starfield comes out and it's crazy good, and I'm
yeah,
enjoying it. I'm not gonna then come back and say, you know what? If they remake this game next generation, I'll gladly pay $150 to $200 for this game.
exactly. You
What?
know,
Who does that benefit? Who does that help? To me, it's just
it's
saying, yo, look at me. I'm balling, and you should be balling too. And you should really just,
you
submit
know,
to whatever they want to, charge.
yeah.
Just submit.
Here's the thing: if Starfield comes out and it's amazing, and a thought like that even creeps into my head, you know what I'll
I'm
say?
beating you.
I'll a thought
Yeah.
like that even creeps into my head. I'll say I can't believe the value for $60. Or let's say they make it 70, whatever they make it. Like if I
Yeah,
have
yeah,
that
yeah.
thought in my head, I'll say I can't believe the value for 60 or $70. I won't say, dude, I'd pay easily $180 for this. It's like, what? What are you talking
Yeah.
about? Like, don't say that. It's like you said,
Yeah.
especially right now, dude. It's like gas prices are. I mean, they're coming down a little bit, but they're still stupid high. And like, it's like
Man.
there's a food shortage. It's like, dude, don't say stuff like this. What are you doing?
Yeah.
It's insane.
Uh,
But that was my take. But we are, like I said, we already did kind of go over it pretty in depth already. So
Yeah,
I
we
just
don't
wanted
we,
to
we
add
don't
it.
need to beat that. We don't need to beat that horse anymore. It's already gone.
Yeah.
fucking dead.
all
Sorry.
right, all right, all
Let's
right.
fucking snap.
Well, Mike, you got another one?
Okay.
You got one
Yeah,
yet?
sure.
I mean, you can bring up Doom if you want. I'm not going to tell you what to say.
Yeah, you
Nah.
can bring up them if you want. It doesn't matter.
All right, because actually this goes as to gaming
Might be
as a
somebody that
whole,
needs
and
to
I'm
hear
also going to
that.
talk about Elden Ring, because I'm going to talk about Elden Ring and the importance of game mechanics in general. So I was scrolling through a random thread, and it was about this person just shitting on Doom Eternal, which I really don't care. I've seen enough of it today. But one of the things he was shitting on was the fact that like the chainsaw mechanic, right? So in this game, how you get ammunition back is by chainsawing an enemy, and he was talking about how confusing and how that takes you out of constantly fighting and how it's like an unnecessary like thing to do. I'm like, and I just kind of sat there thinking, I'm like, what type of game though doesn't require you in some way to interact with the world around you in some way or have to play in a certain way? Because I know when I played Elden Ring, if I wasn't fucking dodging, you were dead. If I wasn't fucking
Yeah.
blocking or parrying, you're fucking dead. It I just think like, and it made me kind of think about a lot of things, like a lot of games where people are like, oh, I mean, I understand if a mechanic is broken, but in Doom you can literally chainsaw fucking anything and get ammo. There's not a limit on things you can chainsaw. If it's breathing, you can fucking tear it in half with a chainsaw. But like I was just kind of thinking because I remember hearing that same conversation with like Elden Ring, people like, oh, oh, I don't know. To me, it's just I feel like I'm seeing a lot of to me, I don't like playing overly challenging games. To me, like Doom Eternal, the reason I play at the skill level I do was I played every single difficulty level and built up to it. Um, I slowly taught myself, and Elden Ring kind of the same way. I grinded enemies and shit, and until I kind of understood its combat system. But I think I don't understand. The main take is, and it goes for gaming as a whole, is why are people kind of afraid of having super interactive gameplay where you have to be actively like really paying attention to the game at hand. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm noticing a lot of people being like they're only happy if they're like coasting. They're not happy if they're like being forced, I don't know, to think. Like it's kind of like I'm commenting on someone else's take while making a take at the same time. But at the same time, Elden Ring is one of the most successful games of like all time, or like some From Software's most successful game of like all time. But there's still people
Yeah.
out there shitting on it because of this, that, and the other thing. Some of it is about the game mechanics, but it's like, why can't a game be different? What's wrong with that? Why can't there be the From Soft games? Why can't there be the modern id Tech type games? Like, why can't these games exist? Why do we always have to just constantly run forward and hold R or run forward and smash X until the enemy's dead? I mean, technically with Elden Ring, it's R and RB to do attacks, but it's like, why can't we have these games that require more from us? You know what I mean? Like I've just kind of like I'm noticing that a lot lately. If a game has anything complex, I see a lot of like, well, this is fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not saying shit needs to be complex for the sake of complexity. That will ruin games. A lot of developers try that shit and they fucking ruin games.
Just
But
don't talk
that's my
down.
take.
Just don't talk down on a game that is offering something different, even if it's
Yeah,
something that
right.
you don't care for. Which is like, and also to that guy's point, that specific person you're talking about, it's like it's not a difficult mechanic. It's not what was the word he used? Confusing. It's not confusing.
It's confusing and it takes you out of the moment. Like, no, no, it doesn't.
It's not
It
confusing at all.
requires you
You
to be
have
in
it's
combat.
like they're very clear about it when you first boot up the game, like what the mechanics are. So like it's
I
not confusing. It's just something you got to do because that's what they want you to do.
Yeah,
You don't have to like it. If you don't like it, you can play something else. It's no big deal.
yeah.
But it's not confusing. It works very
Yeah,
well.
there's something about popular games nowadays, and it's gonna happen with Elden Ring. I know it's fucking gonna happen where what things that like were universally praised are now gonna get a lot of like it's gonna creep up where all of a sudden it's really not as good as people say it was. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of that's gonna start creeping up in the coming years, and I'm sure it'll be quieted down. But that's just kind of
And
that's the way of gaming.
yep, you all gotta always expect that.
Hey
Yeah.
man,
It,
gaming's for everybody, but not every game is, and it just is
Exactly.
what it is, and it's kind of like my take about Halo. You know, like there's so many people
Trash.
that put down Halo, or 343, what are you doing, and stuff like that, and I feel like 343 is a victim of not choosing a path. They are so worried about backlash or canon and all this crazy stuff that everything is constantly being delayed because it's just like, oh, we wanted to do that, but we didn't want to deal with the backlash of it, so we didn't do it. And it's just like, man, who's making the game? Are we making the game, or are you making the game? Just fucking do it. Just do whatever
Yeah.
you
Stop
see
listening to the
is
Halo
good.
community.
Yeah, do whatever
Yeah.
you see is good and just knock it out and get it done. Like if it is not a banger, you learned. But let's
Yeah.
but let's stop taking, 10, 15 years or I mean I'm being I'm
Hyperbolic.
being a little extra when I say this, but stop taking more time than you should to produce something just because you're worried about what a few people online said. Because I mean, like let's look at let's look at The Last of Us right now, right? Everyone and their mom knows that's the same game, same story. There's going to be a few
Yeah.
changes of it. Yes, they put some TLC back into it, but it's the same game, and it's $70. People are going to buy it, and you know what Sony's saying? Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Naughty Dog is saying take it or leave it.
Yeah.
343 needs to say take it or leave it as well.
Yeah.
Because what they're doing is they are making everything slow down. Just because, oh man, we're worried about a couple people's thoughts and whatnot. That's probably one of the nice things about Sony. They don't give a fuck about what you think.
They don't care about anything. I mean, they don't care what you think really at all.
And to me, that's detrimental. Because if you're sitting there reading the paper all goddamn day, what'd you do?
Yeah. It's also like what Mike just said. 343 needs to stop listening to the Halo community. I think obviously you can't stop listening to the Halo
Yeah.
community as a whole, but at the same time, there's like a lot of people, and like
They need to shut their
Shiv,
fucking mouth.
if Shiv was on the show,
Oh,
he could
sorry.
probably. I was gonna say, if Shiv was on the show, he could probably like clarify this even better than I can. But like, I follow a lot of content creators like in the Halo community, and there's like I follow people like Uber Nick, who's like just a super positive person, and then you also see people tweet like I'm not gonna name like accounts and stuff, but you see people tweet in the Halo community who are just like ever since 343 got their hands on Halo. I mean, hell, even before that, as soon as we got Halo Reach, these people were beside themselves. They just couldn't
Yeah.
stand it. They could not stand it. And it's like there's this whole thing of 343 ruined Halo. And to 343's credit, or whatever,
They
maybe not their
did. I'm just
credit,
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
to,
I'm sorry.
or to not,
Shut up.
I don't even know, but like or to like not their credit, whatever you want to say. But it's like 343 didn't ruin Halo. Like they took what was given to them and expanded on it. People often forget that that Halo 4 is just Halo Reach but better. That's all it is. They made the mechanics better. That's it. They took what they took what Bungie gave them and they said, "Hey, how can we make that better?" And they did. And a lot of people don't like it because Bungie did the thing that they didn't like. And instead of blaming Bungie or anybody else, they're just like, it's 343's fault. And so what Ham is saying now, we're 343 is in this corner of like constantly always trying to work back from, hey, it's always our fault.
Just
It's like,
appease,
dude,
appease, appease.
exactly. It's like, dude, make the game. You guys made a fantastic campaign for Halo Infinite. The best campaign Halo Infinite has had in a very long time. Like that's something to.
It's the only one
That's,
Halo Infinite has had. I'm
wait, what?
sorry. You said
Oh my
it's the
god.
best story Halo Infinite has
Okay,
had. I gotta stop. I'm a menace. Go
dude, I
on.
don't even know what I was saying.
You said 343 is like one of the best stories
Oh
Halo's
yeah.
had.
Well, Halo Infinite's like the best story they've had in like a really long time. And they need to be able to just say, that's great, build on it, as opposed to that's great, we're sorry about all this. It's like we know you guys kind of dropped the ball, but just do the things you do. You're developers. You got the job for a reason. It's like do that job and it will all work itself out eventually. And that's getting off track because I know we weren't even really originally talking about Halo, but I just wanted to bring that up because you said they have this thing of trying to please everybody, and I agree with that. They need to not have that all the time. Just do what you want to do and make it as good as you possibly can make it. That's it.
Yeah, if you want to go back and change some stuff, do it in an update.
Yeah.
Do it in an update. But like, I mean, the year thing, I was like, all right, like I get it. Sure. They pushed it back a year because, some things didn't seem right to them. Sure. But like when you keep you can't push things back and then got people out here saying, this is what we was gonna do, and like people, leaving and stuff like that because oh, this isn't going the direction that we thought it was going. Well, what's weird is like you already had a direction and it could have been it could have been great. We'll never know now because you backtracked so much over and over, and
Yeah.
it gets to the point where it feels like you're not really telling us anything. You're just kind of beating around the bush until hopefully something comes out proper. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just not exactly stoked about that, but it is what it is. And I mean, I still play Halo from every now and again. I definitely don't play it as much as I'd like, but Halo definitely still has a lot of life to go. It ain't going nowhere. I'm just hoping that they get their damn head on straight. And to me, it seems like 343 throughout all of Microsoft right now is they're just like the problem child, the kid that skips class, the kid that's just not listening. They just don't listen. They want to constantly do what they want to do, and at the same time they want your approval for it, and it's just like, no, we don't approve. Stop.
Yeah. And like, and the Halo community is so divided that you could do the most objectively good thing, and like 50% of the community, the 50% of the community, would be like, "This fucking sucks." So
this
just
fucking
like
sucks. You guys need to fucking quit. Get this shit back to Bungie.
Exactly.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
It'll happen forever. They can come out with a 99 Metacritic game and people will still say, you know what, Bungie did it better. And you know what, that just is what it is. Get over it.
Exactly. And it's like Bungie's not the same studio that made Halo. So it's like you got to move on.
Everyone that want to work on Halo, go to 343.
Yeah, it's like, dude, a lot of people who wanted to continue to work on Halo, like internally they came up with Destiny and they wanted to do it. Microsoft wouldn't let them do it. So the people that wanted to do Destiny said, okay, can we get bought out? And that was Bungie. And they went and did Destiny.
Yeah.
And the rest of the people who wanted to do Halo, they went and did Halo. So it's like
that.
It's like you would like Bungie being here to do Halo wouldn't fix anything. If anything, that just means you wouldn't have another great game, which is Destiny. You would just have one less great game to play. That's all it would do. So I don't know.
Microsoft,
people got to stop with that.
Go on. Sorry. Imagine if Microsoft. I was gonna say this too. Imagine if they were just like, "Oh, you want to make that? Well, how about we fund you to basically have two studios? You are our most like successful fucking studio, Microsoft.
Yeah,
like,
and
like
I'm sure in hindsight, Microsoft probably wishes they would have done something like that. Just
yeah,
split Bungie up into two groups. One team does Destiny, one team does Halo. I'm sure in hindsight that would have been very awesome, but it is what it
yeah,
is. Bungie's at PlayStation, which is fucking wild to think about, and 343's got some work to do with Halo. So, it is what it is.
yeah.
All right. Well, take or any more takes of the week from anybody? Did I miss anybody at all?
Mm,
No,
not me.
you're good, man.
I mean, my take of
You
the
said
week.
you said you had something else though, right?
I feel like we already kind of tackled it. I'm kind of done talking about The Last of Us. I'm over it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
I'm
feel
just over
you.
it.
All
Yeah,
right.
it had something to do with The Last of Us, and I feel like we already spent like 40 minutes talking about that. And I don't
Yeah.
really feel like making our viewers or listeners or whoever is coming to watch in the future have
Or
to
Michael.
listen to any more. Or yeah, sure. Or Michael as well. You don't have to make any of you guys listening to any of that bullness anymore.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I think something I could bring up is some people saying that that the co-op for Halo isn't worth it or isn't fun or
What?
whatnot. Because I've seen some people saying
What?
that
Objectively fun.
oh man, like you could bring co-op to the game and I'm still not coming back to it, and it's just like, man, you're missing out.
Then don't come back to it. So
We don't miss you. Like,
seriously,
I don't
don't come
care.
back. Negative
Please stay away.
attitude.
It is what it is. But anyways, let's
Crap.
move on to the next thing. The next subject that we like to do would be usually the game smush, right? Does anybody have any
yeah.
ideas for any games that they'd like to see put together?
Honestly,
Gran Turismo and Forza.
and a real racer.
In a real
Oh my
Um,
god.
no, no, I don't
Um,
got a good one. I'd have to give that some thought. Maybe next week though.
Yep, let's go on
Yeah.
ahead and skip it then, because I don't want to sit here and ponder about those things. So let's go on ahead and hit our last topic, because we're already reaching about an hour and 40 minutes as it is. So this would be close to about perfect timing. So let's go on ahead and touch up on that. So game that you think is underrated, overrated, or both. Let's go with Matt likes games first.
Underrated Watch Dogs. The
Oh
original
my
Watch
god,
Dogs. Dude,
what the hell are you talking about?
I had no idea this game was that I didn't know it was that good. Like I'm playing it now. I mean, not literally right now, but like I'm playing through it as of late. Dude, the story, as far as like mature stories, like there's some really dark shit that happens in this game. Like stuff that makes me kind of forget that it's an Ubisoft game. Because Ubisoft games as of late, I mean, there's some pretty hardcore stuff in the Assassin's Creed games also, but it's like there's some shit that's like on par, if not darker, than stuff that happens in GTA, like GTA 5 and stuff like that. Like I don't know, they did a really good job with the story. I think it's super underrated because and the only reason I say that is because I had no idea. Like I got this game at launch and didn't touch it at all because I heard people saying it was terrible. Like I remember on Xbox One, apparently it didn't run great, and people were just saying like the gameplay was pretty terrible, the story was pretty average at best. But I'm playing it now; it's FPS boosted. The story is phenomenal. The gameplay is fantastic. The Some of the best third person like action I've played in a game in a pretty long time. Like it's a really good game. But yeah, that's my game. Underrated Watch Dogs, the original Watch Dogs.
Did
Do
that
you have
release on the
anything overrated
360?
this? Oh, good. My bad. Go ahead.
Did it
I
release
want
on the
to.
360? It
No,
might have.
no. I thought that released on the Xbox One.
Well, let me look it up because I'm pretty
No, I
sure
know,
it
but
like
did it get a 360? Well, yeah.
no,
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
it
it
was
did
ever on the 360s, bro.
because like
Okay.
it was one of those games, and another reason people didn't like it is because like they were promised so much, and then apparently like that I forget his name, but the dude on your show, Ham, he explained that
Yeah, it
what
released on the 360.
Oh,
did it?
Delhi?
Yeah.
Yeah, Delhi. But
Is-
I did not know that actually. But
Really?
It must
I
have
don't think
released
it
on the
did.
360. If it did release on the 360, it'd have to be after the Xbox One was already out.
I'm gonna look that up. But yeah, I was listening
Xbox
to that
360.
episode.
I'm watching gameplay right now.
Oh my
Sorry,
god,
go
you're
on.
right. But yeah, I was
No.
listening to that interview, and he said what likely happened with that game was they gave it to Ubi. They showed their publisher, which would be Ubisoft, what their idea for the game was, and Ubisoft came up with this magnificent CGI, this like gameplay that looked so next gen, so unbelievably next gen that it just blew people's minds. And then they finally saw what they were working with the Xbox One and the PS4, and then they were like, "Oh shit, we're
Oh,
screwed. We can't make that. We absolutely cannot make that."
oh,
So they
weak
kind of
ass consoles.
they kind of oversold it, and the trailers and the CGI and what the gameplay could be. And then once they saw the actual consoles, it's like, there's no way we can do that. And people got really
Yeah.
sour on the game because of that, from what I understand. But
Yes, you're completely right.
nowadays it plays fantastically. FPS boost is great. It looks still really good for a game that came out in 2013. It looks amazing.
2013 or 14.
Yeah, so definitely highly recommend that game if you have not played it before. Definitely check it out. And I'll be going through all the Watch Dogs now, apparently, because I got 2 and Legion sitting there, and I got to play those as well. So we'll see how those are.
No doubt. So yeah, that game did come to 360 and PS3, but yeah, it was a 2014 game. So that's why I didn't even know, because I was already on the Xbox One by that point.
Same
Yeah.
here.
So that makes sense.
I was
all
on
right.
a real console.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Mike,
PS4.
what would be your under and overrated,
Oh.
or if you only have one you want to
I've
add?
been underrated, Jesus, because this game's fucking fantastic. I've been revisiting it. Frontline Fields of War, fantastic game.
Ooh, yeah. Yes,
That
yes,
game
yes.
takes place in a quote unquote fictional, very much realistic future, probably give or take like 4 years now at this point, maybe next year. I don't really know. Where it's a massive war against me, dude. It's absolutely gonna happen.
I booted that game up last night, and I was playing it, listening to the intro of the story, and I'm just like, Jesus, this sounds really
This is
fun.
it's about to happen. It's literally about to happen. There's
Yeah, I was like, this
basically
is
a
dark.
global fuel. There's like a global fuel crisis, and basically oil reserves are drying up, and America and basically Russia, NATO forces, mainly America versus Russian forces, are basically fighting for the very last of it, or like to gain the majority of it. And even though it's not like a dark game by any means, but it's like the story, the world it takes place in is dark. Like they start tack nuking certain areas so it'd keep the Americans from advancing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and like destroying their own cities, so it makes it harder to navigate. But like the game itself isn't. It's a very much like a place like Battlefield, pretty much in a sense, like old Battlefield, in a
Yeah,
way. It's just very fun. It also runs at 60 FPS if you turn off the game's frame rate cap. This is one of the very few games that actually had a frame rate cap option on it.
yeah.
And it's really fun. And we're about to be living it in like 3 years or so, or maybe less. So I recommend going to play it to understand what the hell you have to do to survive. So,
Let's go. Let's
so
go.
yeah, I recommend you check it out before we get drafted.
I
Oh
definitely
my
definitely
god.
agree with him. That game is highly underrated.
Yeah, and it's like $5 right now, ain't it?
It was in Games with Gold
Yeah, I
sale.
got it.
Yeah, deals with gold. My bad. But yeah, it was like
Sweet.
$3 when I got it.
Yeah, man, it's I really recommend it.
All right,
Oh
so
man.
I got 2 games that are underrated. I don't have any overrated ones this time. So the first one would have to be Power Wash Simulator.
Oh
Let's
my
go.
god.
That's
Okay.
underrated. It's underrated to
Okay.
me. It's just, I mean, like I was saying to you guys earlier, if you guys were here for the show earlier, the game's just fantastic to play while you're streaming and stuff like that. And like while you're just kind of brain turned off, you want something to do, you want to keep getting achievements or feel like you're you know, doing something without just sitting there waiting for the next question, or you got a big ass panel of people that's talking and, you know, they're talking about something that you don't care about. That's the game that I'll be playing. That's what I'll be doing. I'll be playing Power Wash Simulator. But the true game that I feel like is underrated, something that I feel like people should try out and play if they haven't, is a game that is getting a Series S and X and PS5 version to it. It is Biomutant.
Ooh.
Wait, it doesn't already have one?
No.
Oh, I thought it. Okay. All right. When's that come out?
I don't know exactly when it comes out. I think it's coming out like here soon. I'm actually kind of curious to look that up. I think you're right. I think you're right, but I'm kind of curious to look that up. Biomutant. All right, so yeah, it's supposed to be coming out September. So if Mike is the one that said it, he was right. September 6th is when the update for Biomutant is supposed to come out, and I recommend that you play that game. Also, another underrated game. Thank you, Stan Kamal, for bringing it up, because I actually skipped over earlier when I was supposed to talk about it. It was As Dusk Falls, because I got in the middle of talking about Stray and I just kind of veered off and never really came back to it. So As Dusk Falls is another game that you should definitely play that's underrated. If Metacritic scores don't mean the world to you, which they really shouldn't, because then you're kind of, I don't know, you're kind of ruining possible fantastic experiences. Then I totally think you should try out As Dusk Falls. That story in that game, I am not into those kind of games at all, not even slightly. But that story is so damn intriguing. It's crazy because each time I play, something different happens, or we don't do the quick time things properly and we screw up something, and a whole new branch of a story pops out, and I'm always sitting back in my chair going, "Oh shit. I didn't mean for that to happen," or "Oh yeah, that didn't happen last time. I'm happy that I did it this way this time." And you will think you're doing something right, and then a few choices later you'll see that was a big mistake. And that was my favorite part about playing it couch co-op with my wife yesterday. And trust, when I told her what we were playing, I mean, she plays Halo Infinite. Like, that's like the only game that she really fucks with is Halo Infinite.
She's a hardcore gamer.
Yeah, she is as casual as it gets. Like when I'm sleeping, or when I wake up in the morning and, you know, she's in town, we're gonna be moving to her soon. But like when I wake up in the morning and I come into my game room and she's here, there she is playing Halo Infinite every single damn time. Every time. Like the game is brand new. She loves it. She is the kind of player that 343 is loving right now. The one that just doesn't see a problem. You know.
Yeah. Just enjoying the game.
Yeah, just enjoying the game. Just and I think that's most people, to be real.
Yeah.
That's most people, to be real. But when I turned on As Dusk Falls, she was whining. She was, you know how it is if you got a woman or you got a significant other, and you tell them, "Hey, yo, like, let's do this," and they're uncertain about it. All of a sudden, "No, I'm tired. I'm yawning." You know, like, how long is this gonna take? You know, kind of questions coming out, and I'm just like, you know, just chill. I ordered us a couple pizzas. We sat down, you know, just like, you know, we were little kids back in the day, and turned on As Dusk Falls, and within, I told her, give this game a half hour. If you don't like it, we will turn it off, and I won't mention this game up to you again. 3 hours later, she's like, "Babe, I'm falling asleep. I really want to beat this game though." That's what happened towards at the end when we were getting towards the last scene before we stopped. She is like, "Babe, I wanna keep playing this, but I'm falling asleep." And like I said, we were playing for 3 hours. She's like, "Man, I just that story is just so crazy." And what's even wild is because she felt some type of way because when I loaded up into the game, it loaded one of my old saves, so she thought she's seen something that happened that she might already run into, and she's all like, "Oh, you're ruining the game for me already. You accidentally started on a previous save." And I was like, "Well, there's a possibility we won't even see that." And she's like, "What are you talking about?" We get back towards that scene, and she's like, "Oh, I think this is gonna happen." And I chose a different option this time, and she didn't know, and she just chose the option that I chose, and a whole different issue came up. And she is and she was like, "Wait a second, that didn't happen on your game." And I was like, "I chose different choices on my game." And so like it was just really cool because you don't get that in a lot of games, even in narrative games like that, Telltale games and whatnot. Like half the time, you only have like maybe a second choice or a third choice to divert it at all. This game, it feels like every damn choice can divert everything. And that's what's so damn interesting about it. I have yet to play this game, and I've played this game on with 4 different times with different groups of people. Some of those people were the same that were in the party as other playthroughs, but each playthrough I had different result, and I don't know what to expect going forward. And that and to me that's so exciting. Hard Days Mike, I cannot wait until you ask me to get down on that game. You know, and the game is so easy just to pick up and restart because you can make so many different decisions or fuck something up.
Oh yeah.
So it's just wild. I highly recommend playing it. Thank you, Stankma.
Stankma, you're wrong about your over. Just letting you know, you're wrong objectively. Your opinions suck. Just kidding. No.
Oh my god, the parade. All right, well. I think that's enough. We're just reaching near the 2-hour mark, and I feel like we got our bars off and whatnot. Felt like this was a pretty good show. So, does anybody else have anything to say before we go on ahead and do the outro?
I wanted to bring this up really quick. We're not going to go too in depth on this, but it is some news from this week that actually happened right before the show, and that is Ubisoft canceled Roller Champions, which they released. They've already released it.
Wait,
So I
the
just
game
thought
is over? I had it playing on the screen just a moment ago. The game's done?
Nope. Did they? Okay, so it says this article says months after launch, Ubisoft's Roller Champions will soon be canceled. It's claimed. Now, if that's true, that is the second that I'm aware of game from Ubisoft.
Oh, hold on, pause.
Been...
Bill's in the chat. Oh, Lord.
Oh my God, is he?
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Love to see it. I love to see it. Oh yeah, he's the last.
Oh, he's in the chat.
Yeah, he's in the.
Okay.
He didn't just come into the show.
Oh, dude, I was about to say, dude, if he just came into the show, Jesus. I was like scared for a second. But yeah, I just thought it was hilarious. It's like Ubisoft sitting on Rainbow Six and Ghost Recon, and we'll never see another classic experience from either of those games. But meanwhile, they'll cancel 2 games that are already released, that they've already made and released. But I thought it was funny. But that's all I gotta say.
So, do you know why they canceled Roller Champions? Is it just because of the numbers, or?
I mean, I don't like. I'd have to actually go in depth on this article, but I would assume
not picking up steam.
Yeah, it doesn't seem okay. According to Ubisoft's recent financial call, the game is tracking better than Hyperscape, which is the other game that they had canceled after.
Oh my God,
its release.
Hyperscape.
Yeah, but apparently it's still not. However, this reportedly hasn't translated into much popularity. At the time of writing, less than 100 people were watching the game on Twitch. So apparently that is a big thing for Ubisoft, and that is maybe one of the reasons why they're canceling the game. But yeah, I thought it was depressing to know that we'll never see Rainbow Six or Ghost Recon ever again. But we'll probably get another one of those, and it'll probably be canceled.
You know,
But
like
I love
to me,
Ubisoft
that's what you
so
get
much.
for kind of half-assing and throwing something out there, just to hope to make a
exactly,
few dollars. Like
exactly.
like you make yourself look bad like this, and then you expect somebody to be hyped for the next thing you come out with or something, you know,
Yeah,
or
it's
you
hard.
stop
It's
supporting
difficult.
something, and like, oh man, it's just. You know, I
It
bet
is
Deli
difficult.
does not miss working there. I bet Deli does not miss working there.
Dude, that I'm telling you, guy. And if you're watching this and you haven't seen that episode, you need to go watch that episode on the They Said We Said Gaming YouTube channel. That episode is fucking incredible. Like, there's a lot of really good insight on that episode. That's definitely worth seeing. So definitely go check that out if you have not already.
Yeah, Agent Deli is a really cool dude. Yeah, I had an interview with him last Tuesday on
Is his name
TSWS
Agent
Gaming.
Deli?
Yeah, that's what he goes by on Twitter, Agent
All
Deli.
right.
That's his at. But
Okay.
he usually just goes by Deli.
All right.
But
Sounds
yeah,
good
he's
work.
a really cool dude. Previous developer for Ubisoft. He worked on like Watch Dogs, Legion, and he's a level designer for them. I talked to him for dang near 3 hours this Tuesday,
Jeez
and
Louise.
not only talked about his like history with gaming and whatnot, but also talked about his history with game developing and also thoughts and processes of game development in general. So really some cool stuff to learn from that guy, and I definitely plan on having more of those type of interviews on my channel. Again, it's TSWS Gaming. Strictly was actually in the chat earlier for the game drain. He's going to be on the show this Thursday. Shout out to Strictly, really cool dude. It was hilarious what happened between him and Dreamcast guy this week. We'll definitely be
I don't know what
diving
happened.
into some of that drama. So Strictly pushed up on Dreamcast guy because Dreamcast guy was talking about, you know, The Last of Us and how dare you say it's not worth $70. But Strictly had a good point to bring up on this. So he didn't just push up on him to be a dick. He was just like, which I mean, Strictly does that sometimes. Sometimes he pushes up on people to be kind of a, you know, just kind of a tough guy sometimes, which is, it is what it is. That's his persona. And, you know, that's how he rocks. I'm not going to tell anybody how to conduct themselves online. It's none of my damn business. I don't give a damn. But the reason I say he was justified in doing it is because Dreamcast guy was, and this is why I said earlier that's, I don't know, if it was my favorite game, maybe I would defend it. Dreamcast guy was defending the definitive edition for GTA.
Oh,
But he has a problem with this Last of Us game, and I can't even disagree with Strictly
What?
on that one. As
Oh,
soon as I heard
God.
Strictly bring that up, I was like, I can't disagree with you, bro. Like, like if that dude was championing the definitive edition of GTA, he deserves some smoke because that game
That's
was not
Oh
worth it.
hilarious.
boy.
That was not worth
That's
it.
tragic. That's not that's
Really
not worth it at
unfortunate.
all. That's not worth it at all.
No, that was.
Oh.
I mean, you can't sit there and tell me Grand Theft Auto 1, 2. I mean, I understand it was 3 games in one, but it was poorly done off of a mobile, off of a
Yeah.
mobile port. Like
Oh.
at least Naughty Dog is using the original,
Yeah, right,
like maybe even the remastered edition, and making that look a ton better.
Way better.
The
Yeah.
GTA definitive thing was broken on launch, hella broken. It was missing content that was, you know, similar to, you know, The Last of Us is, you know, missing some content, yes. But it was just poor. And the way that they advertised it versus the way that it came out, looked and played was just, it was just not good. It was just all around bad. So for him to praise that game after it came out and then turn around and say, you know, Last of Us is a ripoff, I could see why that wouldn't sit well
Yeah,
with
that's
somebody as passionate, if
No,
you want to
yeah.
say as strictly.
yeah, that's null and void after you
Console
praise
passion.
Definitive Edition.
I'll never get over that console passion.
Oh man, it is
Oh,
what
man.
it is. Like I said,
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell anybody on the internet how to conduct themselves
will.
because it ain't me at the end of the day. But anyways,
will.
we'll be talking about that on Thursday with Strictly, and it'll be in an appropriate, not trying to beat you up kind of situation. It'll just literally just be questions that I'm because I want to know why he likes to, you know, push up on people and let him know how he feels because he's really passionate. He's really passionate. And I want to know why he's so passionate. So I'll be talking to him soon a little bit about it. But anyways, thanks you guys for coming into the Game Drain today with me.
Yes.
Matt likes games, or as Stankmop put it, Matt likes mid.
Yo,
In the chat.
love it.
And then Hard Days Mike, missing
Hello.
Twan. Hopefully he gets better. He wasn't feeling too good.
And
But anyways,
survived a tornado in his area.
I know, right?
Yeah.
He needs to mark himself as safe. But
Yeah.
but Matt likes games. Go on and let everybody know where they can find you, bro. You've been coming out with a lot of content. Like every day, there's been a video. Go on ahead and let them know what kind of videos you've been coming out with, and also where they can find you.
So, I mean, as of late, you guys know it's all Series S stuff. But I would like to start doing, some Xbox news or just gaming news in general. It's kind of like relatively slow in that area, at least in things I want to talk about in that area. But I mean, putting out content as usual. Over on YouTube, Matt Likes Games on YouTube, and then at Matt Likes Games on Twitter. Matt Likes Games spelled with a 3 instead of an E in games. But yeah, check me out on Twitter and YouTube.
Awesome. And then Hard Days Mike, let them know where they can find you, brother.
Hard Days Mike on Twitter. That's really it. I don't really do much on Twitch. I don't even give a shit about advertising that.
Which
Oh my god.
I hardly
Advertising.
do anything on.
Mike streams
Fine,
every day
why
on Twitch.
No, I don't.
You
Yes, you
stream
do.
enough to say something about it.
Fine.
Exactly.
I
You
stream
got like
on
what,
Twitch.
5,000 followers?
Matt like game. Yeah, shut up. My handle on Twitch is Matt Likes Games.
Yes.
No, it's Hard Days Mike.
No, it's not.
Most
It's
fucking.
not like games.
Shut up. Yeah, that's it. Nothing else.
Hard
I keep
Mike
almost
likes
accidentally
games.
saying my I almost keep accidentally saying my Instagram because of was it Drax that said his? I almost keep saying my Instagram. Fucking oh my god.
I got an Instagram,
right.
but no one cares about that.
All
No one
right,
cares.
and then as for me, you can find me here every Sunday, 7 p.m. in the Lord's time, and 8 p.m.
Not at all.
in the Demon time, out east.
Yep. I mean, in the real time, the only time zone that matters.
Well, whatever.
As long as it's not
Whatever.
Hawaiian, we're good. As long as it's not Hawaiian, I think we're good.
And then you
Exactly.
can also find me on TSWS Gaming every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Tuesday and Thursday I do Behind Them Sticks with different individuals within gaming all around the world. This Tuesday is Broken Games HDR, and this Thursday is Strictly Gaming. It is a PlayStation week from what it looks like, full of greatness. And then on Friday, it's gonna be bullsitting with Loke. I don't know who the guest is that's coming on there. There may not even be a guest. I don't know.
Well, Spencer.
And also another thing I don't know is what the hell Cozy's gonna be eating, because she's always eating something fucking weird.
Just some bugs.
Yeah, some bugs,
fucking
some
corpses.
canned bread, some
Human corpse.
watermelon potato salad. Like I don't know what the hell she be eating, but she's eating something that she shouldn't be. And I promise to everything I know that I don't ask her to do this stuff. She is legitimately interested in it, and it's already in her fridge. She's actually every time we start an episode, she shows everybody what she's gonna be eating, and everybody's already cringing and whatnot at her.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
God help us all.
But yeah, make sure you check me out Tuesday and Thursday on They Said, We Said, and Friday. Matt likes games. Whenever he uploads stuff, he seems to upload things a couple times a week. And then Hard Days Mike on Twitter.
Wednesday, Friday.
And then Hard Days Mike, whenever he does his Twitch, he usually will either post it or just hit the bell if you want to just be reminded. He mostly plays Doom and a few other games like Assassin's Creed, Odyssey, and Skyrim and stuff like that. So if you want to see that with some wild ass reactions, and Halo Infinite. If you want to see that with some wild ass reactions, definitely hit that hit that bell icon. And then sometimes we like to do streams here as well on the Game Drain. So make sure you guys check that out. We'll probably be doing another stream later this week with more Halo Infinite. So make sure you guys hit the bell for us as well so you know when we go live on this channel. But thank you, everybody.